Yeah.
Oh yeah. So instead of going on to like Tenet, which is
Tenet. Do you want to explain it to the fans before we? So this is going to be a spoiler. So if anyone hasn't seen it, I advise you to skip or just end the podcast right now.
Yeah, end it. But we still got to listen anyway, so it's fine. You can end it by it.
Cool.
Alright, so I'm gonna see how I can. Tenet is a film by Christopher Nolan. Basically, it's a smart man time travel film. It just the amount of times I've heard the word inversion and entropy, just like you're just like shit. But yeah, it's the time travel film. Yeah, it's hard to explain. I can't explain it, man.
That's it. Yeah, no, I think what you explained is right. It's a lot of time traveling, and it's being able to see. Is it seeing the future happen before it happens?
No, so basically, for whatever reason,
it is. So I don't know if it is a spoiler anyway. Fuck it. That scene where they're on the highway where he has to save the wife. He's in the car. Remember, as they're driving, before he hands over the briefcase, there's already a car flipped over.
Yeah,
they're standing there, but that doesn't all come into play until the end when he's back into the future.
Yeah,
and he realizes he's the one that's in the car. So it's something that you can still see the future happen before it actually happens.
Yeah,
which freaked me out. Like made no sense whatsoever at the time. But then it all makes sense at the end.
Yeah, it makes sense. But I've realized that in that film, it's the whole film basically a loop. It's a closed loop. So no matter what happens, it's gonna happen again and again and again.
Yeah.
Because like when the woman was like, "Oh yeah, I saw this woman jump off the boat. She looks so free." It's her.
Yeah. See that bit, I missed it. So I think obviously they don't show who that person is jumping off the boat. But yeah, it is. That's what I'm telling you. It's the future. Seeing the future happen before it actually happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fucking hell.
So what do you think of it?
I like the movie. I feel like it's really long, which I guess for them to have to explain every bit of it, I can see why it had to be that long. But apart from it being really long, it was pretty good. I feel like the storyline was told great. I felt like the two main actors, Robert Pattinson and David Washington. David Washington, is that your name?
John David Washington, something like that.
Oh yeah. Well, both of them done superb carrying the film. I feel like the way that they pieced everything together was very well done. Because I think when I first realized, okay, they're going through time. Yeah. Is when they were in the airport and and David Washington was fighting someone. Yeah. And I feel like I'll say to myself, I even told Dana this before it all pieced together towards the end, is that I think he's fighting himself, because when you're fighting someone and they're literally counteracting every move that you make, it's like you're fighting yourself. Yeah. And this is what I said to myself. I think he's fighting himself. But then when Robert Pattinson caught up with one of the guys and took the mask off and looked shocked, I realized, okay, it's definitely. At first, I thought they were fighting both of themselves, but I didn't realize it's him going through two different time loops. I feel like it was well done. Well done.
That's good. A lot of people are criticizing it at the moment. They're saying
it's people with short attention span and just. Yeah, I don't know why people. Any movie gets criticized, to be honest, though.
Yeah, but I enjoyed it. Like I would watch it. I would watch it again. Just if there's anything I've missed, like I'll definitely watch it again.
No, I think I've got everything. I think I could be lying. I mean, I said that about Inception, and then when I watched it a second time, there was bits that I I caught a second time, but I might watch it again.
The one theory, right, which I thought, this is it, we've got it. Robert Pattinson is the girl's son.
Yeah, I said that as well. I think so. There was a theory. I read a theory about that today again on my lunch break at work that said that proves that. Which, when I read into it, makes sense, but it doesn't make sense. So hear me out. Robert Pattinson's character's name is called Neil in the movie, and the son's name is called Max.
Maximilian.
But if it's spelled the French way, then the last four letters in reverse would be spelled Neil. But if it's spelled the English way, then it's Nail. Yeah.
Remember, you can't.
It's a bit of a stretch.
You got to say inversion. So that's obviously
easy. So when I read that, it made sense. But the reason why I thought so in the movie was because in the end scene when he's telling him that I've already met you in the future, so this is the beginning for you, but the end for me. Yeah. And then they cut to the scene where he's standing outside the school gate where he sees her and her son. Yeah. And I think, okay, that's probably her son. But I forgot the guy's name in the movie at the time, so I didn't realize. I wasn't sure if it was or not. But yeah, I still think it's her son. I don't know if there'll be a second one that would explain a bit more.
I don't think there would be a second one. I think Christopher Nolan very good his kind of film in the film to say, look, this is it. Leave it at the end.
Yeah, probably.
No, but
I think that's a good theory.
Yeah, I liked it. Like I had no issues with it. Like again, like just like Black Panther, it's one of them things where you see a black guy just doing his thing, just being him. He didn't say anything about him being black, probably other than one little scene he spoke about the hot sauce in the restaurant.
Yeah. With everyone's favorite granddad, what's his name? Fucking hell. Michael Caine, yeah.
Yeah. One man with a mad is like, are you sure you should be here? I think, yeah, I am.
You know what? Yeah, those type of restaurants in London, though, they're the ones I want to go to.
Yeah, I don't go.
But I know I'll be dissatisfied with the food, but I just want to go there just for the experience.
You go to the hot sauce, man. Like, I want to go on a yacht, man. I want to go on a yacht. Like, I don't want to go on the water. I want to go on a yacht.
We've been on a boat before, and we both got seasick. Let's not embarrass ourselves.
I said not a boat. They're two different things.
Oh shit! So there's something I want to show you about the movie. Let me see if I can find it. Just carry on talking for a second. Let me see if I can.
I need to go quickly get my charger because I'm on 50% on my laptop, so I don't want it to die out.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. I'll just skip through this anyway when I'm editing.
Alright.
So I saw a very, very interesting theory about Tenet online the other day. I'm going to see if I can find it and explain it to the listening audience. And for those who are watching, I apologize. This is gonna look very unprofessional because as my head's buried in my phone. But I don't care, and neither do you. So stop complaining. Does the link work? Yes. Okay. So let me just wait for Pierre to come back, and I want to get his reaction. And let me know if you can tell if a feminist wrote this, because I think so. You're back?
Yeah, but back.
Okay, cool. I just want to read, that link I told you about?
Yeah.
Cool, so I just want to read this to you. It's kind of long-winded. I'll try and breeze through as much as I can. So bear with me. Okay, so it's talking about why they feel like the character Kat in the movie who's played by, I want to get her name right, Elizabeth Debicki. Yeah. Why they feel like her character wasn't portrayed well.
Alright, cool.
And just let me know your reactions.
Alright.
Okay, so it says, I'll just skip through most of it. So the person praises Patterson and Washington for carrying the movie because they feel like the characters itself were pretty much useless, and the main actors helped bring light to the characters who were very dull and boring. And then they speak of the Picky, whatever her name is, as captivating, and in particular her physical appearance is outstanding. As she's like 5'8", being a tall woman on camera is seen as social. I can't pronounce that word. Basically, it has its faults and drawbacks, and they point to a scene where she's trapped in a speeding car and manages to unlock the doors with her foot from the back seat, as she's probably about 6'2", 6'3". And yet this is seemingly all Kat is, her character. Her importance is down to her height and her proximity to a man. She is only useful because of her relationship to Sata, who was her husband in the movie.
Yeah.
And has no other qualities that would make her helpful to the mission. In fact, the one job that she's been given that she can do, that she can exercise of her own accord, she basically screws up through her murdering Sata 2 minutes too early. Murdering Sata 2 minutes but doesn't actually cause problems even though the characters panic about it for a second. Even her moments of reflection are entirely about other people, her husband or her son. Neil and the protagonist, Washington, both, despite their flat personalities, are useful in and of themselves. Their worth isn't tied to each other or anyone else. They are key. They are men who will save the world, whereas Cat is an accessory, a tool to be used in their quest and a symbol of all satires, hatred and need for control, which is heavy-handedly explained. Does every character need to be fleshed out? No, of course not. But for a seemingly led character, one who is integral to the plan to save the world, it would have been nice for her value not to be tied to a man, for for her worth to come from an innate quality, skill, talent, or desire. Instead, she is subject to the whims of the push-pull of time inversion. She spends a good chunk of the film unconscious on a gurney, a literal prop to the two lead stars. If Tenet had other women of more substance, it might not have been so egregious or obvious an oversight. We have Dimple Kapadia's Priya, who played Priya, a thinly laid out baddie who, like Kat, is merely a tool and a symbol for big bad patriarchy. But Nolan doesn't seem to know what to do with these observations he's made about women's place in a man's world. Then there's Clemcy Posse's Barbara, the scientist who explains time inversion to the audience, and is never heard or seen from again. There's Wheeler, don't know who that is, Fiona Dourif, the woman version of Aaron Taylor Johnson's Ivy's, I don't even know, who is given a handful of lines, a mirage amount compared to Johnson's, and is far less important to the story. We don't want to make it seem like we didn't enjoy Tenet. In spite of all of this, we did. But there are undoubtedly women watching this film and noticing this and wondering when will it be their turn to be the protagonist. Do you think the feminists wrote this, yes or no?
Absolutely.
Mate, when I read this, I was laughing. I read this, I think to myself, what the fuck is this person? I mean, they have some valid points, fair enough, but the women watching this and waiting for their turn to be a protagonist in a movie, has this person not seen Captain Marvel or Widows or that shit Charlie's Angels film that came out a few years ago, Wonder Woman? Like, I'm confused.
People just want to talk about anything nowadays,
Oh my...
God, thing.
I want to give the person credit. Hold on.
Huh?
Gabriella Gazinga, who wrote this, I think at Digital Spy, they've put it up.
Alright, to me, look, I'm not here to criticize women or nothing like that, but I feel like take the film for what it is. Like, it's not objectifying women. It's like
no, I don't think she mentioned about objectifying. It's just about women playing a subpar role in a male-dominated world, and then women are no longer when would women get the chance to become the protagonist, i.e., the hero, the lead?
There are a lot of films where women are the heroes.
Exactly.
Don't get me wrong. It's been a long time coming. Captain Marvel was, I think, actually, that's a lie. Wonder Woman was probably one of the first superhero films that obviously didn't overtly sexualize the woman superhero. Look at Halle Berry, Catwoman. Yeah.
Yeah.
To be honest, I don't think that's that in that film that's an issue. Like, I don't know, because I'm a guy. I don't know if it might come across to me as being like sexist and being part of the patriarchy. Like, look, they even said the woman who invented inversion technology was a woman.
Yeah, but they never heard from or seen from again. So what was her point in the movie? People just love to complain, honestly.
Just love to complain. Enjoy the film. Enjoy it.
You cannot please everyone at all. Fucking hell.
Like, there's gonna be some people who are gonna complain about something, man.
Yeah, but find something good or constructive to complain about.
We've got Black Widow coming out in November. What are you talking about? What? Black Widow coming out.
Black Widow. Yes.
Harley Quinn film. Alright, cool, the superheroes. But yeah, like even to the widows. like, Widows is a bad boy film.
Exactly. Right. Exactly. And it's pretty much, even though Liam Neeson was a main lead in it, he was still up against 4 main leading female actors.
Yeah, but it was still the show. Like,
yeah.
But I was gonna say something else, like on the subject of obviously like legacies and that. Do you think because of like Black Panther and it's now bankable to have like an all black? Do you think it's actually started a renaissance for like black cinema? I'm not talking about things like Tyler Perry. I mean like blockbuster things where like the lead is black or the cast is predominantly black.
Why in a blockbuster movie?
Yeah, I mean like, because obviously Black Panther is a blockbuster.
No, I don't think it's to do with Black Panther. I think it's more to do with a lot of I think it's mainly Hollywood in itself is just being their eyes are being open to the fact that a lot of their blockbuster movies don't have black leading actors or black actors in it at all.
Yeah.
I don't think it's to do with Black. Maybe Black Panther might have helped sway it a bit, but I feel like, huh?
It showed it was bankable because now we have a lot of shows that are like. Cause one of my gripes with like black cinema is always like the same thing, either hip hop thing, dance thing, drug thing.
I've seen what the new thing is.
What's that?
The new thing is, I don't know if you've watched some of these movies. I've watched a few of them and I've realised there's a pattern, and I have to stop watching them when they come out, where they've got a black man married to a black woman, and there's some sort of home invasion. So either the side partner, either the side chick or the side dude, or just some stranger invades their house and starts killing or tries to kill either the husband or the wife to be with that partner that's isolated them. There was one with Maurice Chestnut, Regina Hall. There's a recent one that just come up with Nia Long and Amari Epps. There was one with Michael Ealy in it, Megan Good, I think. There was one with Gabrielle Union. There was one with and these were all lead actors. There was one with, I think, Beyonce, and Idris Elba was in one as well.
That's the only one I actually know.
There's quite a few, and I'm just like, they're all the same movies.
What was that Tyler Perry film? Tyler Perry's a billionaire for making essentially the same movie over and over again.
I'll give you one movie of his that wasn't the same. That was different to anything he's ever made, and that was Temptation. I don't know if you've seen it, but I do recommend watching it. It's got Jussie Smollett's sister as a lead. I think Kim K's in it as well. And Brandy's in it.
What you're talking about? She's in Lovecraft County.
Yeah, that's a really good movie. That movie is different to any type of period movie I've ever seen. And it's really good. I recommend watching it. It's old. It's like 5 or 6 years old.
I probably won't watch it, but I might. But I was gonna say, like, also now we've got so much more different black stories. Like we've got basically horror film, like black horror films. Like we had Get Out, we got Us, we got The New Canyon, we got Lovecraft County. You know, like they're places where black people are, that you don't really see them a lot of them in. And obviously you got sci-fi as well with Tenet. So I think maybe Black Panther is responsible for it. I'm gonna say for the sake of the argument, it is. Like studios are looking at things like, we can put this film out and it will do numbers because obviously it doesn't matter whether there's a black actor in it or not.
I think, hold on, sorry to cut you. I think it might have started in 2016, that movement, because remember there was a hashtag Oscar So White that started trending in 2016.
Yeah.
So I think since then they might have increased it. I
remember talking about that as well, like the Oscar So White.
Okay. Yes. Sorry. Say again?
They wanted like Straight Outta Compton to be nominated for an Oscar, but like while it's a good film,
it wasn't Oscar-worthy performance. No, it wasn't. Like, so sorry to cut you off. There's a thing here. It says African Americans represented 13.6% of characters in major film projects, compared to 70.8% of white characters in 2017. Oh, okay, I thought I was going to say something different. Yeah. So, I mean, Black Panther came out when? 2018?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it might have made a big difference then, I guess. I could be wrong. Because a lot more films now obviously have black leads, so yeah, you could be right.
Yeah. Well, like, we'll see what happens in the next couple of years, like, especially, but you got people like Jordan Peele who's doing really well and like with horror things.
I think what it is as well, I think they need more black directors.
Yeah.
In these positions, if they are gonna help increase the.
Yeah, but I think they will. I think obviously Denzel might get to a point where he just wants to stop direct.
Yeah. But then they can't. I'm hoping that I'm glad they've stopped doing it, but they need to stop doing a lot of these hood movies.
Yeah.
I feel like that would be the only way, because there was a point where it was just like black actors. It was the same black actors as well, by the way, like the same ones. The Michael Epps, Michael Ealy's, Regina Hall's, Omar Epps, the same ones playing the same roles, with different types of movies, and it's just like, okay, now you're just putting people, you're typecasting them all into the same box.
That's what people wanted to kind of see at that time. Like, that's what probably we wanted to see of black people at that time. Like, remember those that had the period of time where Barbershop was like the best film out there, which it really wasn't. But it was okay for the time.
Yeah, no, I think it was.
And then Queen Latifah started doing like, she had her kind of thing.
Yeah. Okay. So speaking of black leads and movies, so have we rounded up Tenet?
Yeah, it's a good film.
Great film. Definitely recommend watching it. If you haven't ruined it for you by spoiling it, I do recommend going to watch it.
Yeah.
I can't believe it came out in England before it came out in America.
Yeah, they do that a lot now. A lot of films come out in England before they go to America. I think to stop piracy and also to get more numbers as well. Because the international market, that's what boosts up the overall box office thing.
Okay.